I was I was with my friends. Can't find a comfortable spot. My back's starting to hurt. Darn it. Okay. I was with my friends. They are no longer my friends. I'm just telling you. I guess it. I just don't want you to think that I'm still friends with them. It's kind of weird. Their names were Alex and Sean, and we were doing a bunch of things that day, like smoking hookah and stuff. And one thing I want you to know is, yes, I do smoke, but I don't smoke everything. I smoke hookah, and I don't even like the hookah. You know, I used to, but now I only smoke the hookah. Ugh, this is kind of bad, but I smoke the hookah because I want to be around people. I don't even care about the hookah. If I could be around people um, that are different and talking with each other and conversing and stuff without smoking the hookah, I would do that. But I mean, the places where I live don't really have that kind of luxury. Like, I mean, Starbucks, for example. If I went to Starbucks or a coffee shop, yeah, there's talking involved, but usually you brought someone with you. It's not like you just come up to someone who's sitting down and say, "Hey, you want to talk?" That would come off as odd, and also they'd probably get up and leave, or maybe bad talk you or something. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like people accept people unless they know them first. I guess I kind of do that too, but I give people more of a chance. They could even tell me things that I may not even believe in at that moment, but I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt because I want them to give me the I want to give them the opportunity to either prove me wrong that they were telling of what they were saying, or I just add it to my belief system, which isn't really a system. It's just beliefs. I want to try to stay away from labels as much as I can. Even I actually some labels I do want to say that I associate with, that I kind of get attached to, but even they aren't important. They still limit me in some way. Same for anyone. Like saying I am a fairy. Yes, I'd love to say that, but there's also more than that, you know. So even if it's true, and I think it is, I'm not really sure completely because I guess I'd have to actually go there or something to absolutely know, or maybe just realize myself through self-realization or God realization, different parts. But okay, the initiation. Oh my gosh, tangents. Gotta love tangents. Um, I was with Sean and Alex, and Alex apparently was more adept with spiritual stuff. Like, he experienced it all the time. He could read people's minds and all this stuff. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but he seemed like it. He was always saying things that I was thinking. It was weird. Um, we were walking outside. We got out of the car. We were walking outside, and I started talking about some of my experiences I've had in the past. And one of those experiences had to do with fairies, and it was actually my first experience with fairies. I was in a camper, and I was staying up because I was really hyper. I was almost to the point of psychosis. I was about to go to the hospital again, and my parents were sleeping, and I had my hand on the mattress, kind of supporting myself, leaning back and looking at my phone, typing to people and stuff. And then suddenly I had this feeling like I was more than what I have believed I was. Have I? Shoot, say this again. I suddenly felt like I was more than I believed I am, like a wizard. At the time, I thought I was a wizard. And while I was believing this, I went to the window part, unzipped the zipper of the pop-up camper, and looked outside, and I saw these dots of light. And they looked like lamplights at first. That's what I thought. I had this feeling like some beings were watching me. I didn't know what they were. I couldn't think about it. And I looked at the dots, and as I looked at the dots, they disappeared and reappeared. But when they reappeared, they were in a different spot. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's fairies. I've never seen those before. I've seen them on TV, like Tinkerbell or some some movie, but not in real life. Come on, that's awesome. And then I go back and I kind of I guess I'm meditating. I don't know, but I'm leaning on my hand, and after like maybe 30 minutes of just doing this, I noticed that there's a like a glow under my hand, like a white glow. I'm like, what's that? So I lift my hand up, and it's not my hand that's glowing. It's the mattress. There's a glowing white imprint of my hand where my hand was. And of course, me being really, really open at that point, but psychotic too, I was thinking, wow, I probably did that. I guess the fairies helped me. That might have been true. I don't know, but I mean, whatever. I'm kind of hoping that people who believe in fairies or believe they are fairies or believe in things like this will talk to me about this stuff, because I really want to figure this out. But I will not accept that it's a hallucination. I mean, even hallucinations, if they are hallucinations, are symbolic for things. Just like if you were in a dream, the things that you see, it's like your mind or your consciousness portraying different things to you to help you out. Yeah, probably the consciousness then, because the mind's not really trying to help you out. It's trying to help itself, like the ego. Okay, so back to the first story. My second fairy experience, I was with my friends, we were walking, there's a full moon, this is interesting, it's a full moon out that night, and we're walking, and we started noticing things, like, I had this idea, like, maybe I could build up my chi, my energy, and make something called a psi ball or something, because I thought because it was a full moon, I could do that, and I was feeling kind of manic at the time, so, again, I was about to go in the hospital, maybe like a week from then, but, oh, my back, ow, I guess I'll have to lean back, whatever, my head is smaller now, that's fine. So we were walking down this path at Cherokee Park, and suddenly, I guess either while I'm talking or just being silent, I don't know, Sean jumps back, like screams, in a guy way. I mean, you can't scream like a girl unless you have a higher octave, but he screams and he's like, dude, something touched me, and then he gets into more detail that it grabbed him and he saw it, and it was like a ghost, but it was glowing, and it was blue or white or orange. I mean, he couldn't remember after, I mean, he said it at the time, but then we all kind of forgot. But this led us onto this like Cherokee Park journey through the woods. Alex noticed something interesting was going on and said, we need to follow this being, or kind of like let our intuition guide us. And so we went into the woods. We all felt the same way. It was like our intuition was synced up, and we felt like we needed to sit on this stone. It was a stone wall. It was a creek kind of area between where we were and Doggy Hill. There's this creek. It's called Doggy Hill because a lot of people take their dogs and they go walking or running or play with their dogs on the hill, and that's where it got its name. Okay, so then we listen for a little while, and it sounds like the beings are talking to us, but we're not sure. And then a few times we felt them touch us. And if you've ever been touched by a fairy, I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but it was for my friends and myself. It feels like spiders and bugs are crawling on you, but when you look, there aren't any insects. Yes, it was dark, but the moon kind of lit up the place, so you could see. Plus, you could touch right where the bug would be, and it wasn't there. So if it had been, I would have felt a bug, pulled it off, and it would have been a spider. But so yeah, it's like the fairies, to me, they feel like insects or spider webs. If you ever had spider webs on you, and then you reach to grab the spider web, because I don't think a lot of people like spider webs on their face, but you reach to grab it over and over, and there's nothing there. Probably a fairy touching you. Okay, and then we leave the creek area and we go up to the Doggy Hill section of the park, and there's these 4 trees, kind of like north, east, west, south. That's how I saw it at the time. And we actually asked permission to enter. We were like, I think we even knocked. We were being all weird. We were knocking. and then like either mentally or verbally asking the fairies if we could come into their space. Probably didn't need to do that. You don't have to be that respectful. Just don't litter and things like that. What else? Okay, so at some point we leave the tree area and then we keep climbing up the hill. We didn't actually even know where we were. No one did. It just happened to be that we climbed directly into the path of a picnic area. It was a stone picnic area. It has steps leading up to the picnic area. It was kind of like a temple. It looked like it to me at the time, and I still call it the temple. No one knows what I'm talking about. And then Alex goes first. We're walking up the steps. We go to the very top, and there's a bench. And then Alex sits at the very end on the left. Let me think. On the left, if you're facing away from the picnic area. And then Alex motions me to sit in the middle, and I kind of already felt like I had to sit in the middle. I was kind of feeling like, oh, for some reason, this whole thing was meant for me. Huh. And then Sean sits next to me, so I'm in the middle. And then this weird stuff starts to happen, like I start to feel like my hands are buzzing with energy. I kind of like it feels when I'm doing Reiki on someone, a Reiki master. I can't remember everything, but Alex starts asking questions, or maybe he just tells us what the fairies are saying. But either way, he tells us what the fairies are saying, and it was like something like, "Get ready, Rick," and you need to crouch on the next step downward, and so I do, and then he says, put your hands so that they're like kind of like as if you're a frog jumping. You put your hands in front of you onto the stone. The stone was cold. And here's the cool part. I started to see this lights flicker on my hand, like it was like strings of electricity. It looked like, but it was, instead of it being electricity, like it was as if the moonlight had gotten on my hand, if that makes sense. And the moon was up there, of course, but it felt like moonlight strands were flickering on my hand, like as if I was really seeing light come out of my hand, just like that other time where I saw the handprint, but different because it's on me this time. There was a lot of chi flowing through me too, so it probably had something to do with what was going on. I'm told by Alex to put to sit back down on the top bench in the middle and wait. And then as this is happening, Alex is telling me what's going on. So he says these beings, fairies, are lining up in my honor. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but they were lining up, and each one would have like a bag of what you might know as fairy dust, and of course, to me, they were invisible, but I did see something like what he was talking about. Like I saw these lights, and they were zipping around really quickly, more quickly than a bug could go, like super fast, like almost as if they were there before they get there, like really fast. And then there were like streaks, like kind of a light streak behind each one, and they were the color of the moon, like when the sun shines on the moon, it makes that glow. That's what it looked like, moon glow. And each fairy was picking out a handful of, or even a pinch of fairy dust from their bags, and they would stop, and then they would throw it on me. Just kind of throw it on me. That's what he said, Alex. And then the last person, I guess the head honcho of the group, probably known as an elder, comes up to me and takes 2 scoops from his hand, like 2 handfuls, and then just throws it on me. And when Alex told me that, I felt kind of like a sensation on my temples and also on my third eye, and it was like all connected, and it was kind of like pressury all at that moment. Then later I talked to Alex about it, and he says that yeah, you were initiated. It's a fairy initiation. And then we start talking about